What is going on, guys? Andrew Acevedo here, back with quick post game. Gonna just fit this in right before IFD and the Penguins and Rangers game 7. So give you guys a little post game here. Mets lose 8-7 to the Seattle Mariners. I rarely do post games after we lose. I don't think I've ever done a post game after we lose, but this one has. I was torn watching this whole series. Obviously, I'm a huge George Kirby. I'm like a simp for the Mariners from a whole farm system. So seeing them face JRod and George Kirby obviously pitching on Saturday, I was so torn 50-50. But today I had to talk about one. I was going to do a post game after one of the games. I should have done last night. I just was focused on the Leafs and really wasn't watching last night's game. I was watching game 7s of the other NHL series that went to game 7. But, Mazika with the big win. But the Mets lose today. They end the streak. The streak is over. No longer have not lost a series this season, dropping 2 out of 3 to Seattle. And let's talk about it. Carlos Carrasco on the mound, and we'll start with him first. He did not have his best stuff, didn't have control over anything. Gave you 4 1/3, 8 hits, 4 runs, 4 earned, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts. Not a great day for Carrasco. Just didn't really have control over stuff just today. We get another one of these starts where he just doesn't have his stuff. But hey, again, it happens. This is the second time we've had after a couple of good starts, just like at St. Louis. Now he has another one. He only goes 4 1/3, which you don't love. Jason Shreve comes in. An inning, gives up 2 hits, 2 runs, strikeout, and a homer. We'll get to the homer in a second. Drew Smith came in for 2/3 of the inning, and he gave up a homer. So it was a home run barrage from our, more reliable arms in the bullpen. Joely Rodriguez came in, 3 strikeouts and 2 innings pitched. And Colin Holderman made his MLB debut. Gave him a clean inning, gave up 2 hits, but struck out and got out of the inning. So good to see Colin getting his big league debut. Also, I guess we could talk about Tyler McGill now on the IL. They did not say it's serious. They said that they had the MRI. It's not as bad as they thought. Give it a couple days, and then we'll see what happens there. So obviously you don't want to lose Tyler McGill. You don't want to lose any starting pitching, especially right now. The depth is very thin. Obviously, Peterson just pitched in Syracuse. Sabucky just pitched. I do not know if they're not going to use Jose Budo, but it isn't true. I don't know when the last time Budo pitched. But I think obviously Trevor Williams is the guy that will be going on Monday, tomorrow against the Cardinals, and the Mets probably gonna have a bullpen game, which you didn't really use your A guys, you used your B guys, but now you're losing Williams. What I maybe expect potentially Medina being called back up, maybe potentially you see that to get another arm up here fresh. I don't know who would go, but that could be an idea to think about. Let's get to the offense, and we'll start with the scoring, and then we'll talk about JRod and the Mariners comeback. Lindor opened the scoring with a bomb into the second deck off Robbie Ray, the Fluke Cy Young Award winner. He hit a nice 2-run bomb, or solo shot, my apologies, to open up the score in the third inning. Cal Riley, Trey, what's going on, man? Mike Ford, single, ground into double play, tied it in the third, and then Mike Ford, again, Carrasco not getting his command over. Mike Ford brings in a 2-run single. Abraham Toro with the sac fly made it 4-1. And then here come the Mets again. The never say die Mets again. They made it interesting. We'll get to that 9th inning in a minute. J.D. Davis 2-run triple. The 2-run triples because Nimmo did it again and gave the Mets a 5-4 lead. And here we go. Then in came Jason Shreve after getting out of the jam for Carrasco in the fifth. Came to the fourth. Julio goes deep, his second big league bomb, 114, absolute bomb off the bat of Julio Rodriguez. And then they brought in Drew Smith to face Cal Riley in a bomb almost onto the Shea Bridge. There was no cheap home runs hit today. It was a bombs fest at Citi Field, which even with dead balls was still crazy to see some bombs they were hitting out of Citi Field. Go to the 7th. Julio tacked on another one that made it 8-5. Then here come. Let's get to that bottom of the 9th. Eduardo Escobar tripled. Jeff McNeil singled him in to make it 8-6. And you think, here we go. Here go the Mets. Pat Mazika, he gets on. Brandon Nimmo doubled, getting in Jeff McNeil. So the Mets have the tying run 90 feet away. They walk. Starling Marte strikes out, making it 2 down. Then up stepped Francisco Lindor, and Scott Service made an interesting pick. He said, you know what? We're going to pitch to Alonso. We're going to walk Lindor to load the bases with 2 outs. And Pete Alonso saw 7 sliders and gets rung up on a check swing on the slider. It was a swing, and the Mets do not complete another amazing 9th inning comeback. They fall short 8-7. Again, not the best game. The Mets offense didn't really show up. They had opportunities to keep tacking on. They tacked on a few, but they had more opportunity. Didn't really hit much. Yesterday they had guys on base. Today it was only 9 hits, and they had 5 hits going in. I believe the 6th inning, 7th inning. They were getting out hit today 16-9. If it wasn't for that 9th inning, it would have been like 16-5. So it was a rough offensive game, but hey, they made it. The pitch in the bullpen kind of failed them this whole series. It's that first time the bullpen has not imploded, but let the team down again, keeping the game. The game was still in reach at all times. It wasn't like a 10-1. It wasn't like Taijuan Walker where it made it 7-1, but that was an improbable comeback for the Mets. But Brandon, pretty much the two big guys in this game, one on each side, was Brandon Nimmo, 2 for 5, 3 RBIs, a 2-run double. Could have been potentially the game tying hit. Maybe if you have a third catcher. Now Frank talked about on his post game. Maybe if the Mets have a third catcher, maybe Travis Jankowski is running from Mazika. Maybe he scores on that. We don't know. But obviously 3 RBIs for Nim, continuing an 11-game hitting streak, a 25-game on base streak for Nim. And on the Mariners side, you know my boy. If you follow him on Twitter, which again, Twitter's at the top of my head right there. Andrew S34, give me a follow. Julio Rodriguez, 4 for 4, after being pretty much invisible the first 2 games, striking out as always. We finally got to see the glimpse that I saw down in Arkansas. Julio finally came to play. A 114 absolute moonshot off Jason Shreve. Julio 4 for 4 to walk. 2 RBIs. Again, just an absolute missile in the left field. Made a great play defensively in the first game for the Lindor sac fly. Made a base. He didn't make a base running issue, which again, couldn't pick up the ball after he was trying to steal. Mike Ford hit a fly ball to left or right, and just Julio didn't pick the ball up. He just kept running, thinking the ball was going to get down. Just didn't know what a ball was, but hey, Julio is a 5-tool guy. You saw the speed, obviously. I mean, he kept running. He was, he didn't know what a ball was, but you saw the power finally his second big league homer. And obviously the arm and defense. He made, I think, yesterday's game, he made a mistake in the outfield. I think it was yesterday. I think people were talking about it. But again, it's just good finally to see JRod finally start to get comfortable in the big leagues. Obviously, he was getting hot going into this series. Didn't do much the first 2 games, but today finally let off loose. And hopefully now we start to see the JRod show more and more. So that's pretty much it. Again, Cardinals coming in. We'll see. Again, I will not be at this series, so I will not be meeting Pete Alonso again or I'm not meeting Dom Smith and giving him a little bit of love or whoever. Obviously, they are in New York, so I will not be able to give some luck to the boys. But Cardinals, Michaelis, we're skipping Wainwright. We won't see Wainwright this week. But again, we have a question mark, and then Taijuan Walker going in that series, and then I forgot who else is going to go the rest of the series. I know Michaelis is going for the Cardinals tomorrow against what's it called? Trevor. They already have Trevor Williams. Then Tuesday it is to be determined for the Cardinals. I think it's going to be Dakota Hudson. I think Dakota's going sometime this week. Taijuan's going for the Mets. Scherzer going on Wednesday, and then in the finale on Wednesday it would be Bassett. And Bassett closed out. The Cardinals still haven't announced officially who they're going to go with, but I think expect no Wainwright pitched today, so you're not going to get Wainwright. He's pitching tonight on Sunday Night Baseball, so you're getting Michaelis, Hicks, Jordan Hicks, Matz, and somebody else. No, if Matz is back from the bereavement, I think it'll be Steve Matz. Besides the point, 4-game series. We'll see what the Mets, another good opponent. We'll see how they bounce back after the first loss. But tonight, Game 7, Penguins Rangers. I will be live on the new channel, second channel, linked at the top of the description, Elite Rhino Sports. That's going to be literally everything else. It's going to be the hockey, the baseball, not baseball. Everything baseball is going to stay on this channel. Everything else is going to go to the second channel, the gaming, hockey takes, football, wrestling, all this stuff that's not baseball related is going to the second channel. It's the top link in the description. We'll be after the show. Well, we lost the series, but sucks. Forgettable series, besides obviously the one win. But again, it's the Mariners are just trying to, it's one of those, it's going to happen. They weren't going to not lose a series. So, again, tonight, be on the second channel, subscribe to the new channel. It is the top in the description below. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to drop a like, subscribe, turn on the notification bell. Make sure to check out Mets Weekly every Thursday at 7 o'clock Eastern. Subscribe to that channel. Let's go, Pens. Tristan Jarry, Sidney Crosby back. Let's end this in 7. Go, Pens, go. And I will.